All right, good evening and welcome to the CU Gars Grad Chat. We are super excited to have a number of second year graduates here with us today. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves, tell you a little bit about who we are, what our assistantships are on campus, and we're going to let everyone add a little bit about where they did their undergrad, just so that you guys have a little bit of context of where we're coming from, and then we'll go into some questions. Should you have any questions while we're live that you would like answered, please feel free to comment on the Facebook post in the Future Student Affairs Professionals page and or tweet at CU_GARS. So we'll go ahead and get started. And my name is Erin. My name is Erin Helbling. I'm the Graduate Assistant for Fitness and Wellness. I did my undergraduate work at Virginia Tech, and I am just going to be your moderator tonight.
My name is also Erin. I'm Erin Mayer. I am the Graduate Assistant for New Student Family Programs. The actual listing for next year is the Events GA for New Student Family Programs, and I did my undergrad work here at Clemson.
Joey?
Hey everybody, my name is Joey Dunaway. I'm the Graduate Assistant for the Honors College here at Clemson, and I mainly do advising and recruitment for Honors College. I'm from, my undergrad was at Mercer University in Macon, Georgia, and fun fact about me is that I am allergic to chicken.
Okay, hi. I'm Kelsey Rock. I am the GA for Healthy Campus, in particular working with the Aspire program, which is a class that all freshmen and incoming students have to take. I did my undergraduate work at Towson University in Maryland, and my fun fact is that I've been to 17 countries. I love to travel.
Hello?
Go for it, Sam.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay? I'm Sam Babb. I'm a graduate community director. I'm in one of our communities, in one of our apartment communities, Lexi Bridge, and I'm originally from the St. Louis area, and I did my undergrad at a small school in Illinois called Bradley.
And my name is Sarah Beth Potter. My graduate assistantship is with late night programming in campus activities and events. Right now I'm with the Unites, and you'll notice that there's another one posted for the Barnes Center. I did my undergrad work at UNC Chapel Hill in North Carolina. And fun fact about me is that I love Harry Potter, and my dog's name was Cedric Doggery. For all you HP nerds out there.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for introducing yourselves. One thing I'll add, too, is that everybody on this grad chat tonight, all of our assistantships are being renewed. So that means that if you're coming to CU Gars, the experiences that we're talking about are experiences that you may be able to have if you're interested in the assistantships that we hold. So with that being said, we're going to have everyone go around and kind of talk about what you do in your assistantship, what a day in the life of Erin, Joey, Kelsey, Sam, or SVP, Sarah Beth, might look like. So if you guys want to go ahead, we'll have Erin start just by telling us a little bit about what you do in your assistantship.
So, like I said before, I work in New Student Family Programs, and we have a lot of different things that our office is over. A really big one that a lot of you probably are aware of is that we do the orientation program. So we actually have a GA that does student leadership. So if you get this role, you get to work with Michael, and he'll do a lot of stuff with our orientation ambassadors. We also do parent and family programs, so I work a lot with that as well. We have a fall family weekend, a spring family weekend, and then we have a bunch of communications that we put out to parents. We also have a Parents Council Advisory Board. We also work with Connections, which is a group for underrepresented students, and Deontay is our associate director for that, so he works with underrepresented student retention, and Bianca, who you'll also work with in New Student Family Programs, is his GA. As the events GA, you're kind of going to get to dip your toes in everything that we work on as an office, so that's a really awesome experience. We're not really specialized in one area, so you have a lot to talk about once you start your job search, and you just get you get to work with a lot of different supervisors and a lot of different programs in our office, and we collaborate with pretty much the entire campus at any given point with all of our programs. So it's a really great experience. You're going to work with really great people. A lot of people in our program will also intern with our office, so even if you're not working directly with them in your assistantship, you'll probably get to work with them when they're doing one of their internships or practicums.
Awesome. Joey, I'll turn it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm on it, man. So I'm the advising or the GA for advising and recruitment in the Honors College. So essentially, we have around 1,300 students in Clemson's Honors College, and I get to work with them essentially as an academic advisor. So get to meet with students one-on-one, in groups, and talk about anything from academics to outside of class. Help them succeed, both in and out of the class, which is awesome. In the recruitment part of my job, I get to meet with prospective students and families that not only want to come to Clemson, but that want to come to honors. So I get to meet with them every week, talk about the good things that come from being in the Honors College. I get to work with a group of honors ambassadors, so current students that get to share their experience about Clemson and the Honors College. And then I also do oversee a peer mentor program in the Honors College. It's called SASH, Seniors Advising Sophomores in Honors. We love our acronyms in student affairs. So I get to supervise 8 seniors as well. So it's awesome. I love everything that I'm doing. I'm jealous of whoever gets to take over because it's a really great assistantship.
Okay, so again, I'm at Healthy Campus, and there's 2 GAs. So we have Haley, who oversees alcohol and other drugs, and then I work with the Aspire program. So Aspire is part of what Clemson calls the CU 1000 program, and it's 5 requirements that all freshmen and transfer students have to do when they come to Clemson. It's just a pass-fail kind of class, and Aspire is one of them. So it's a 70-minute peer dialogue-based class. So we have about 24 facilitators that are all students at Clemson that we get to work with and help train to teach this class, and it covers mental health, alcohol and other drugs, and sexual violence prevention. And we do a lot with bystander intervention. So that's a big thing that I help with, and just the coordination of all the facilitators and working the Aspire sessions, because that hits about 5,000 students. I also run a creative inquiry, which is just a fancy phrase for research team at Clemson, and that's all Greek students. So they're a really great group. They work with alcohol and other drugs in the Greek community. And there's a lot of other things that we do. I'd be happy to talk to you more about it if you're interested in this position. Student health services was not something I was familiar with, so don't let that intimidate you if it's nothing that you aren't familiar with either.
Okay, cool. I guess you're done. So I'm a graduate community director. I work for University Housing and Dining. There's multiple people in a similar position, and so there will be multiple spots at Gars for y'all to apply to for housing and dining. So me specifically, I supervise a staff of 22. I work with a full-time community director, and supervising the staff, supervising the community. I serve in a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week on-call rotation. Pretty basic housing things. I guess the one big thing about Clemson that's different than some other schools is that we do subscribe to a residential curriculum. So hot tip for your interview, talk about our curriculum. So yeah, programming, all that stuff. We actually call programs events. So just another tip.
So my assistantship, like I said, is with late night programming and campus activities and events, specifically with student programs and student activities within campus activities and events. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll have 2 late night positions open for Gars. One will be for the Barnes Center, a new late night facility coming online in the fall, and another will be the position that I currently hold with Unites, which is Clemson's late night programming series. We put on 7 to 9 events per semester, typically on Fridays. All our events start after 10. They're all free. And the purpose is really to provide alcohol alternative programming for students who might not want to engage with the bar scene. or going downtown on those evenings. We do a variety of stuff. This semester we have already had a game show night, and we have a paint night coming up tomorrow. I am really involved in the planning of the calendar for those events, the contracts, talking with vendors. We have a student advisory board that I work with on a regular basis for the Unites events. And something a little unique about Unites is that a lot of late night programming series are planned by boards, and late night at Clemson is actually staff driven. So from the beginning of an event to the very end, where we're actually working the events, the campus activities staff is the one putting those on, mainly the GAs in late night programming.
Awesome. So because wow, let me start over. So I think the next question we're going to turn to is a little bit more fun in that what is your favorite part about your job? So a day in the life of Aaron might be very busy, but what's your favorite part? At the end of the day, what keeps you going?
I think my favorite part of my job is just how many people I actually get to interact with. I get to interact with our student leaders, all of the people that come into Clemson, and also parents that are continuing parents of Clemson students. So like I said before, I get to work with such a wide range of people. I get a lot of skills, a lot of interactions, lots of crazy stories to tell afterwards. But I just think the people are really what keep me going and make me want to go to work every day. And like Aaron said, it's never a boring day. In new student and family programs, we always have students in and out. We always have people coming to collaborate on new things and create new ideas. And it's just really exciting at the end of the day that people keep me going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to echo what Aaron has said about the people. I love the students I work with. I love that my job, I see students every single day. It might not be, you know, from when I go in to when I leave. I have a student in my office, but I do get to see students every single day and get to just talk to them, get to know them, hear how I can like help. Just the families that I get to meet, they're so excited about coming to Clemson and so excited about looking into the Honors College, and I just get to help them, you know, impart what I know in my experience to them. So yeah, I mean, I'm a very much people person, so I love that I get to meet with people every single day, and there's some pretty awesome people.
Okay, mine's a little different. I don't necessarily get student interaction every day. Most days, and we have about 6 interns in our office, so I do interact with our student interns. But I think my favorite part of my job and what keeps me going day after day is just how supportive our office is. Everyone is just really understanding of professional development opportunities. If you want to join other committees and other teams, there's a lot of like planning groups you can get involved with here at Clemson and during your time as a graduate student, and they're very understanding about stuff that we do outside of our assistantship because that's also helping us develop as a professional. So I think it's just all that support and that constant encouragement that keeps me going and why I just really enjoy my office and where I am currently.
I would have to echo Joey and Aaron. Definitely my favorite part of my job is my RAs that I supervise. I was fortunate enough to have about 7 to 10 of them, I can't remember exactly, to be able to supervise them both years of my assistantship. So I've seen a lot of growth in them and just like change, and being able to develop like really important relationships with them is awesome. So
I would say my favorite part of my job, my student advisory board is pretty snazzy, but the mission behind Unites is really to provide an opportunity for social engagement and connectedness to the Clemson community for students who might not be getting it at the downtown kind of scene or at a party scene. And so my favorite part of my job is going to a Unites event and watching a student come in, perhaps by themselves, perhaps one or two other people, and start engaging, start smiling. And we find out later on assessment, people saying things like, I would have stayed in my room had I not come. And knowing that they had a good evening and that we just contributed positively to their collegiate experience it definitely keeps me going. So.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Our next question is going to be, as as a second-year student, all of us now can kind of look back at our almost 2 years here and see growth in our experiences, growth in who we are as individuals. So what skills have you gained from our program or from your assistantship, and maybe the combo? Yeah, I'll turn it to you.
Skills in general?
Yeah,
skills
for
jobs.
In general. Skills in general.
I've learned a lot of event planning from my role. I hadn't really previously had a lot of programming or any experience in logistics, and you never really realize how much goes into a program that has thousands of people coming in and out every day. So room reservations, getting presenters together, making sure the faculty are lined up, everyone has a spot in the fairs that they're coming to sit in, making sure you have all of your communications out, have rain plans, and making sure that ambassadors are well trained and they know customer service and how everything works and where people need to be and how to deal with the crisis at orientation, which could be something as a bus getting in an accident or someone forgot a card at home that they need. They need their transcript printed. People will freak out about a lot of different things. But you definitely learn just to trust yourself, trust your training, and just know that you can't do anything so big that it can't be fixed, and someone can't help you in what you're doing. So you just really, I've grown to know that what I've learned here between class and my assistantship a lot has trained me just to be confident overall and know that whatever job I get, anything that's thrown at me, I can handle it because of experiences that I've had here.
Perfect.
So I would have to say the skills that I've learned in my assistantship, the two that I think of the most, the first one would just be kind of listening and counseling. With advising, a lot of times students have they need something and they just want you to give it to them, but there's usually more to it than that. And so rather than just giving the student, what they want to hear, asking questions, listening, hearing what's really going on in the situation. And I think that it's not only a skill to know for a career, but also just in life. I think that my active listening skills learned would be kind of what my supervisory style is, because I do manage 8 seniors that advise sophomores. They're kind of peer mentors, and so I've been able to work with them as a supervisor, making sure that they're growing, that they're learning, that they're getting their work done, and it's been a lot of fun. I've not really had the opportunity to supervise a lot of people before, so I was kind of nervous as to how that was going to go, but I feel like I've definitely learned a ton about how to supervise, what works well, what doesn't work well, and so, yeah, it's great stuff. I could go on and on, but those are the two.
I muted myself accidentally. Okay, so I've learned a lot. It's hard to just narrow it down to a couple of skills, but I think some major themes that I've learned are definitely some advising and just in general having some tough conversations with students. I'm not very good at confrontation and tough conversations, so it's definitely been a learning experience for me. And also collaboration with different academic departments. I've been fortunate enough to work with Aspire, and we have a huge academic collaboration connection, obviously, since it's a class that every incoming student has to take. So just getting that experience, I think student affairs and academic affairs working together is something that you're going to be seeing a lot more of, and something that I know a lot of universities are wanting to do more of. So that's been a really great experience, and just connecting with those different people across campus. And just since she's watching, I've learned that Michelle Botcher is the best teacher.
Oh my gosh, could you be any more of a suck up? What I've learned the most in my assistantship and in our program, since it is counseling based, is the importance of my own vulnerability in working with students. So I sit conduct with students. I actually had a ton of conduct this week, and I sit conduct with students, and it's really important for me in that moment to kind of be in that moment with them because they're a little scared. I also found that's really important in developing relationships with the RAs I supervise. So I definitely think the strength of vulnerability and some of those counseling skills we learn in the program are definitely some of my biggest takeaways.
I would have to echo Erin in a lot of event planning skills. I came into Clemson wanting to get an experience really different from my undergrad student affairs experience, was mainly in housing and res life. And so student activities and event planning was relatively new to me. And I would say, honestly, I learned a lot about risk management and a lot about adaptability. I think a lot of student activities is adaptability, and I think that it ended up applying from moments with my student board in a meeting the other day when some of them found out that I wasn't returning next year and had some fields, or in a moment where you find out that your vendor's not going to fit into your space, or you have emergency lighting that doesn't turn off when you're supposed to be having a rave. So you, Erin knows what I'm talking about. But I think one of the best things about my assistantship combined with my program is that I've always felt like I had the room to look at an issue, look at a problem, look at a situation, figure out how I might want to approach it, have some great guidance on approaching it, and then go for it 100% with a lot of support behind me. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This is Levi.
Hey guys, if you come to Clemson, you get lots of really great dog time with all your friends' dogs.
Yes, so a lot of us have time for dogs, a lot of us don't.
Well, your supervisor will have a dog and you can watch them.
Yeah, and you get to make that decision. So we're having really great conversation. I'm loving it. One thing that someone has asked from social media that we answer is the following. They've asked that someone talk about the diversity of our cohort. That's one of their major concerns is our cohort diverse, and what does if it is, what does that look like for us? So I can toss this question to whoever may be interested in answering it. Does anyone have particular interest?
I can talk about it. So I think that our program, while in a lot of ways we might all appear to be similar, Erin and I appear to be of the same background, but I'm actually Hispanic. A lot of people in our cohort do come from very different places, very different backgrounds, schools, parts of the country, identify very differently, and you might not know that just from looking at us. Like I said, Erin and I look very similar, but her last name is Helbling and my last name is Mayor, so there's a lot of they may not be apparent from the beginning, but our program does offer a lot, and Clemson has its issues, but it's a great place to grow and it's a great place to learn, because no matter where you go to work after grad school, it's not going to be the ideal situation for every student that you deal with. So if you're looking to grow and you're looking to learn and maybe work with a population that's probably very different than where you are right now, or the same, if you're coming from Clemson, it might be the same population, but you see it from a different viewpoint. Rose-colored glasses kind of come off. So our program does a really good job of recruiting people from all over the country. And our first year cohort, if you guys are interested, would have a lot to say about the diversity of the program as well, because their cohort has a lot of diversity too.
Yeah, well, I'll echo what Erin said, but I will say we do recruit from all over the world. We did have a student from China graduate last year, so we are worldwide. I think that the program, the cohort, I think that we do offer a lot of diversity, like Erin says. Diversity is more than just, someone's the color of their skin or where they're from. It's about diversity of opinions and diversity of thought, and I think that our program definitely has that. It's cool that our cohort is. I feel like it's a great size, so that when you go into class, you can throw your opinion out there, but you're going to hear other opinions too. But it's in an environment that's safe, that you can have that opinion be out there and have someone disagree with it, but hopefully have that conversation that we both are trying for the same end goal. Let's kind of like figure this out together. And that's one thing I've really appreciated. I mean, I'm from Georgia. I'm definitely grown up in the South, love the South. But I'm able to study with people from Washington, from California, from the Midwest. I mean, people from all over. And I think it's great because we can all share different opinions, share different ideas and things like that. And like Aaron said, it's a great place that you can grow and learn with students that's going to really prepare you for the workforce and for a career where who knows where you're going to end up. So I guess that's my kind of perspective. I think we have a lot of great diversity of opinions, of thoughts, and yeah.
All right, awesome. So hopefully that answers your question. If you have follow-up questions, please don't hesitate to tweet at us or reach out to us privately. So knowing that we're all second years and knowing that in the end, if you come to our program, a job at the end of it is something that you're probably interested in, whether that be in student affairs or outside of student affairs, whatever your path ends up being, that job is somewhere at the end of it, hopefully. So with all of us being second years, I thought we could talk a little bit about how we feel that our program has prepared us for the job search and how we feel more confident having been in our program and headed into the job search. So if anyone wants to talk about that, I think that'd be really helpful. Does anyone? Do you want to start us off?
I can talk. Oh, or Aaron. Doesn't matter.
It's you.
Okay. One thing I really like about our program is that they want us to have different experiences. So we have our assistantship, but then we also need to do a practicum, which is 100 hours, and we need to do 2 internships. And I know that this, at first, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so much. There's no way I can handle all this. But really, it becomes, hopefully you have an assistantship or practicum that you enjoy, but it becomes something that you look forward to. It's a little bit of a break from your assistantship. It's something different. I've had the experience to work at Furman University, which is in Greenville. It's about 45 minutes down the road, and in their alumni office. And alumni was something I had never considered prior to having that internship, and now it's one of my main functional areas I'm looking into as I'm job searching. So they can really help you determine what you enjoy and also what you don't enjoy, and that's also helpful as well. And so I feel very prepared having all these experiences, having things I can talk about. Like I said earlier, there are a ton of different committees and just teams you can be involved with here, and all of that in combination just makes you so well-rounded, and I really do think that graduating from this program makes you an awesome candidate, and I feel really confident going into the job search. Hopefully I'm going to tell myself that.
Yeah, girl, feel confident. I think for me, the biggest thing is our faculty are super good examples of what it looks like to be very well connected in the field and great practitioners. They're super well connected, like nationally and regionally, so that really pushes us to get out to conferences and present, or just be there if you're me. But it's cool. And also, I think with that, they're really supportive of us in our job search. I think you'll find that you will make personal connections with our faculty here. I can't tell you how many times I have sent Michelle my cover letter, and she helps me with it every time. So super great.
I will echo what Sam said about faculty and add that our faculty also recognize that part of the point of us being in class is to learn things that we then take out to the world and our assistantships and our daily lives when we're being essay professionals and essay practitioners. We actually just had a mock interview day 2 days ago in one of our courses right now, and last week we had a career development panel where we listened to professionals who just graduated last year to some who graduated a couple years ago, and they talked about their job search experience, and they talked about interview advice. I think they recognize that that is a goal, and therefore they incorporate it into the curriculum. And I personally, and I know others, really appreciate that.
I just wanted to add a couple things. So we actually have a lot of friends in our cohort that work in the Career Center, which is the #1 career center in the country worldwide. I keep having this mistake, but we were recently just ranked #1 for career services. So they are an awesome resource. They will do any kind of interview that you want, phone, mock in person. They'll make your resume perfect. They'll help you with cover letters, all that kind of stuff. So that's really helpful, and it's also really helpful that all of our faculty and staff and everyone that we work with is very encouraging during the job search process, and they also are very quick to tell you that it's your own process, and sometimes you're going to go out and find that perfect job, but sometimes you're just going to have to wait and chill and let the perfect job come and find you. So everyone is super supportive. They, like Sam Babb said, are super connected in the field and outside of the field, because some alumni, you know, are not in student affairs anymore, but we're still connected to them. Our alumni network is just constantly growing, and people are just expanding everywhere. So we're looking forward to having you guys, and hope that your experience is just the same. And we'll be your connections once you're job searching.
Awesome. Very true. Last question, unless you guys have any more that you want to send our way via Twitter and or Facebook. Again, we're happy to answer anything. That's why we're here. But the last question is, as a second-year student, having gone through Gars twice kind of now, so we get to help with the Gars process again for our third time this year when you guys get to come through. But what advice would you have for first-year students or incoming students coming into the Gars process, also knowing that that's a huge interview time? So any advice for Gars or interviews? And I will add, we can get into this a little bit tonight, but we will have a pre-CU Gars chat where we will spend an hour just talking about advice and what to expect at Gars. So if you are more interested in kind of what that might look like, be sure to tune in for that one. But for now, we can briefly touch upon it.
So Gars will be a really interesting experience for you. Everyone's interviewing at the same day, so everyone's at the same tables and all that kind of stuff. But just like I said, our job search is our own and individual. Your Gars search is your own and your individual search. So don't worry about how many interviews your friends had. I had actually met Erin at another interview weekend, and then we both came up here for Clemson's weekend, and I'm pretty sure she had way more interviews than I did. Filling the day, I'm pretty sure you had one on the last day.
I had 7.
She had 7. I had 3. Okay. And so when we were having that initial chat, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I ended up in a place that I love, and everyone just kind of, you figure it out, you vibe with the people that you're going to do, and don't stress out. If you want to talk to all of the second years, we're essentially going through what you're going to be going through on that day at the same time. So don't be afraid to ask questions. It's your time to get to know us, and just like we've been told, you're interviewing us as much as we're interviewing you, because this is your next 2 years, this is your professional development in your graduate experience. So just be sure that you've asked everything and you're really getting to know the culture of Clemson and who you're going to be surrounded by for those 2 years.
So I would say don't stress. Like, relax. It'll all be fine. I know that everyone's going to interview weekends and you're worried about assistantships and you're worried about grad school and stuff, but know that it's going to work out. Somewhere it'll work out. Relax. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your season of life wherever you are, whether you're in school, out of school, whatever you're doing. Just relax. I like to say treat yourself. So after you do like an interview weekend, or after you do it, like, go get a Krispy Kreme donut or eat some Cheez-Its or go for a run. Like, whatever you need to do to just like kind of tone down the stress, go for it, because it's going to be great. You're all going to do well. I will be there, so if you have any personal questions, if you need Krispy Kreme donuts, I probably have some already. So just relax. Don't worry. It's going to be great.
I'll add to that. I think two things that I would definitely give as advice for CU Gars is one, don't view it competitively. I know you and everybody else will be interviewing for a lot of the same positions, but these people, if you choose to come to Clemson, if Clemson feels right for you, will also become your cohort, and you're trying to get to know them and start that positive relationship. So I would definitely say don't view competitively, and don't go in thinking that everyone else is out to get your job because everyone's out to get the right fit for them, like Aaron kind of alluded to. So that'd be my second piece of advice, is remember that you're also looking for a grad school that is the right fit for you. I know sometimes when we get in an interview, we want so badly to be like, hey, I'm awesome, do you see how great I am? But if you are not being authentic to yourself in that interview, are you going to be right for that position? Are you going to be authentic in that position? So my best piece of advice would be to really think about the fact that you're interviewing the grad school here in the grad program here as much as they're interviewing you. Other people?
Okay. That's like all my advice too. I agree with everyone. That's great advice. But I also would just say get to know your peers that are there interviewing as well. I know that it can be easy to think that you're competing against everyone, but I would just encourage you to get to know those people that you're there with. Those, like people have said, are your potential cohort members. That can really get you a feel for, okay, who are these people that I'm going to be doing life with for the next 2 years? And I would just encourage you to get to know the first years and also the second years. Even though we won't be here, we can provide, some advice for you and some insight into what it's like. Give you a little bit, like connect you with some first years or connect you with some faculty. So just take advantage of all the people that are there. Focus on the interviews, obviously, but then I would also encourage you to build some relationships. Even if you don't decide to go to Clemson, these are relationships and people that you're going to see potentially at conferences or just down the line in your profession. So get to know these people. Everyone's really great, I promise.
Yeah, I don't really have much advice outside of that. I mean, do you be your authentic self? Like Joey said, like whatever makes you feel good, have it with you. And whether it's Krispy Kreme donuts, for me, like it would make me feel good during an interview if I was wearing red lipstick. So, you do you. That's whatever's gonna make you shine on that day, do it.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for your input. We do have a couple of social media questions that we're going to go ahead and answer. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this. We love the feedback that we're getting on social media. So, first question I'm going to throw to Aaron, and that is, what Beyonce song describes your experience in writing papers for our program?
I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, but I'm gonna work harder. End song.
Joey, what song describes yours?
A Beyonce song that describes my experience
Of writing.
Bills. That's what I would say. Got a lot of bills. Whatever she has to say about them, that's what describes it.
I am gonna go with my other girl B, and that's Britney Spears, and I'm gonna do "I'm a Slave for You," Tony, Pam, and Michelle. Tony, Pam, and Michelle. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay, I'm back. I have Beyonce. I'm not going to sing because that's a little weird to me, but a little throwback like Destiny's Child, Charlie's Angels, Independent Women. That's kind of my jam in my cohort and, in writing papers and stuff like that.
So I'm struggling with this question a little bit, but Maybe I'm thinking about like event days, and event days can be very long days, starting at like 8 in the morning and going until maybe 3 a.m. So I'm thinking like Eye of the Tiger right now. Just keeping your eye on the prize and stop for the right reasons. So.
All right, next question from social media. How would you describe your first year here at Clemson in one word? Your first year was like 7 years ago, so we're just,
My first year of graduate school in one word, it's a hyphenated word, and it's eye-opening.
Mine is also a hyphenated word. It would be donuts growth.
My experience in grad school, I would say first year, the most salient thing to me is I got my dog Bear, so I'm going to say bear.
Okay, first year of grad school in one word. I'm going to bring it back to student affairs from dogs, and I'm going to say transformative.
I'm going to say whirlwind. It passes so quickly, and every day goes so fast. I think if you're going to bed at night going, I love what I do, and I love the people that I'm with, it helps time fly even quicker, but you know that you're kind of happy and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So.
All right, friends, I think that wraps us up. Thank you guys all so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Joey, Kelsey, Sam, SVP, and Aaron for being here with us tonight. It's been great, and I am really excited to get to meet some of you guys. Like I said, please be sure to tune in for the
What to expect at Gars Grad Chat.
Thank you. The What to Expect at Gars Grad Chat will be coming up shortly after you get your offers. And like I said, if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, have a great night, and we will see you later.
Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Bye.
Tigers.
Tigers.